Hi everyone, this is a quick yoga flow for core stability. If you're feeling a little tight, I suggest doing a quick warm up beforehand because we're going to jump right into it. You don't need any props for this class, so when you're ready, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Place the hands intentionally down on the mat, all four corners of the hands grounding down. Lift the hips up and back. Push the mat away. And send the energy down through the heels towards the mat. It's okay if the heels don't touch the mat, but keep sending the energy down that way. Draw your belly button in towards your spine and maybe take a few movements here. Before we begin, anything you need, pedal out the feet. When you're ready, find stillness, maybe keeping a little micro bend in the knees. Draw your front ribs down, belly button in towards the spine. Find stillness and take a moment to connect with your breath. As you inhale, we'll rise up high onto the toes and exhale, round the spine forward into plank. As you roll forward into plank, begin to bend your knees and hover them above the mat for floating table. Core is engaged here. Draw your belly button in towards your spine. Hug everything in. This should fire up your whole front body. You're going to awaken the core, the whole front body here. And on your next inhale, continue to lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. One breath here. Inhale, rise up high onto the toes. Exhale, round the spine, forward into plank. As you open up into plank, then bend the knees, hover the knees for floating table. Hug the arms in towards each other. Draw your belly button in towards your spine. Front body is engaged. Starting to build some heat right away here. On your next inhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. One breath here. And then with your next inhale, rise up high onto the toes. Exhale, round it forward to plank. Shoulders over wrists, and then bend the knees for floating table. You're strong here. Keep hovering the knees. You can do it. This pose just builds so much heat so fast. It's a good way to start off a good core stability yoga session. On your next inhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in through the nose, fill the lungs. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, rise up high onto the toes. As you exhale, round it forward to plank. We're going to pause in plank. Find your alignment here, your shoulders over the wrists. You're pressing forward with the feet, so your heels aren't back here, but you're up high on the toes. Draw your belly button in towards your spine. Keep a little round in through the upper back. And this keeps the whole front body turned on. So you're not sinking, but you're also not up here. Keep breathing here. We won't be here for too long, but make it count. Keep drawing the front ribs down, belly button in. Draw your forearms towards each other. Feel everything burning. And then slowly lower the forearms down for forearm plank. We'll be here for a few breaths. Same thing, a little round through the upper spine. Ignite the front body. Draw your belly button in. Hold and breathe. Walk yourself back up to plank. And then slowly begin to bend the knees. Come back to that hovering table. One breath. And then release the knees down to the mat. Maybe you drop the belly for cow. Take a little release. Lift the gaze. Exhale around the spine. Push the mat away. Release back to a neutral spine. Keep this tabletop very active and engaged. So same thing as your hovering table. Draw the forearms in towards each other. Turn on the chest muscles. Draw your belly button in towards your spine. Front ribs down. Turn on the core. Lengthen the right foot back behind you, down long. Keep the toes on the ground. Then extend the left arm forward. Engage into that right glute and back body and lift the right leg up so everything is in a nice long line. Energy from your fingertips all the way out down through the toes. The balance can be tough here. If you're really struggling, you can always stay with that right toe back on the ground. So this is your whole core, your front and back core set. As you exhale around the spine, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, lengthen out long. Exhale around the spine, right knee to elbow, push the mat away. Inhale, release. Exhale around the spine, right knee to elbow. Crumple into a tiny ball here. Lengthen the arm and the leg out long. And then reach the left arm back. Bend the right knee. Grab the inside edge of that right foot. And then kick into the left hand. So you don't want to be pulling with your hand to get that leg up. You want to kick with your leg. So turn on the back body, the glute here. And then kick into your hand. And that will open the chest to lift up. Exhale, release. Reach the left arm and the right leg out long. Keep that back leg lifting and then release the left hand back down under your shoulder. Keep that right leg long behind you. Tuck the left toes. Lift up for three-legged dog. Bend the knee. Open the hip. Begin to tent onto the right fingertips. And then slow and with control, flip your dog. Drop the right leg behind you. Lift the hips. Lift the chest for Wild Thing. Stretch out that front body. Breathe here. Slowly roll yourself back over. Downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. One breath here. On your next inhale, rise up high onto the toes. Exhale around the spine, forward to plank. Bend the knees for hovering table. One breath. Feel the engagement. Hug everything in. And then drop the knees for your regular tabletop position. Your shoulders are over your wrists. Your hips are over your knees. Extend the left leg long down behind you. Left toes can stay on the mat. Extend the right arm forward, long in front of you. Option to stay here or lift the back toes using that left glute. Begin to turn on the back body as well as keep drawing that core in and up. Hold here. As you exhale around the spine, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale around the spine, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale around the spine, knee to elbow. Inhale as you lengthen out. Keep that back leg lifted and release the right hand down under your shoulder. Keep lifting that back left leg. Tuck the right toes. Lift up and back for three-legged dog. Bend the knee. Open the hip. Begin to tent onto the left fingertips. And then slow and with control, release the right foot down. Or the left foot down to flip your dog for Wild Thing.
Lift the hips, lift the chest. Use that engagement through the back body to keep lifting up, opening the heart. Slow and with control, flip your dog back over, downward facing dog. Inhale, rise up high onto the toes. Exhale, ripple the spine forward. Bend the knees, come back to that hovering table. We'll hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the knees down to the mat. Take child's pose. You can take the knees wide or together, whatever works for you. Your front body and back body should be nice and fired up. Take our final rest here. Take as much time as you need to come back to your breath, to rest, to absorb all the good things we just did.